the new Claude app. Came out yesterday, focusing on Claude Code. This is a new way to use Claude Code. It makes it easier than it has been before. So what I wanted to do is a quick beginner's lesson to Claude Code. For the people who have been hearing about it, but not really comfortable using Claude Code, I'm going to be showing you how the new Claude app makes it easier. Namely, there is a preview pane, so you can actually see what it is you are working on in the same way as if you're using Lovable or Replit or Bolt or one of the other vibe coding tools. Previously, you had to set up a local server. It was a pain. Now it is much easier. So I'm going to be using this as a quick how to use Claude Code guide for beginners based on this new application. So the app came out yesterday. If you put it in Claude desktop or you just log into your normal Claude, you'll be able to download the application version. Highly recommend you do anyway, because it has a lot more tools than just using the web version. So this is different to the one you're going to use in your browser, different to the one that you're going to use on your mobile phone. This is instead one that is downloaded onto your desktop computer. So here is Mac OS. It's available on Windows and not on Linux. So just Macs and Windows. Grab that and log in using your normal Claude account. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Have a look at Claude Code, Claude, and Claude Cowork. A little bit confusing, lots of Claude names, but we'll walk through them all and I'll show you how we can use Claude Code now, and it's going to be much easier. So first up, you have your normal Claude chat interface. Notice this is now the way to move between the different functions. Previously, it was at the top of the screen up here. They've moved them into the left-hand sidebar. So we have chat, we have Cowork, and we have Code. Now, chat is your normal chatbot interface. That is the one that you're probably used to if you use something like ChatGPT. That is, Claude is my favorite model. We also have Cowork. Cowork is their version of OpenClaw that they released 2 weeks after OpenClaw blew up. It allows you to do scheduled tasks. It allows the Claude model to take over your computer. It allows you to do actual work with Claude. So I like to think of the chatbot is mainly for chatting. It's mainly for going back and forward and working and talking to an AI. Cowork is getting the AI to do work for you, and you can do scheduled tasks. You can set up projects for it to get on with. I've got a few things here that are giveaways. It will go onto my social media and send people links. That's what I use it for personally. It is actually turning AI into an employee for you. And then third, we have the big one, Claude Code. Now, this is the one that intimidates a lot of people, and the new update makes it a lot easier to use. I want to show you how that works. I'm going to be going back to brass tacks at the very beginning. If you have never opened up Claude Code before, get the desktop app, head over into the Claude Code tab, and we are going to start a new project. Don't worry, if you have never programmed before, that is not going to be a problem. I'm going to show you how to get started. Click up here on New Session. That brings up this screen, intimidating looking, because our options are down here at the bottom. We have local, cloud, remote control, and SSH. If you don't code, you're looking at this and you're like, I don't know what any of this means. We have a selection here, which allows us to choose a folder. What's that folder for? Why do I need a folder? Is this not just like chat? No. And then we have this little squiggly icon here, GitHub a branch. If you've never coded, you'll be looking at this like, what the hell is that? And then we have work tree and a plus symbol. It's confusing. Then we have under here things like accept edits, plan mode, bypass permissions. If you have never coded, this means nothing to you. Compare this to using something like Lovable, where you go in and it is just a chat screen, and that you just talk to the chat screen and it builds stuff for you. That's much easier to use than Claude Code. On New Session, select local. Stick to local for now. Later, you're going to go to cloud because you're going to connect it to something called GitHub. That is going to allow you to have basically cloud storage and something called version control. You're going to be able to keep track of all of your changes over time. We're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to choose local for now. Click on here and then open folder. Create a new folder. Make one on my desktop for now and call it my new project. I've already got one there, so I'd call it Kyle's new project. So I'm making a new folder. It is totally empty, and click open. This is going to be a place where all of my files live on my computer. Now, putting it on your desktop is not best practices. That's fine. We're just doing this as a starter. And now I'm going to talk to Claude Code and say what it is I want to build. So we've done the basic setup, choosing local. We've given it a folder to work out of. Now we can talk to it as if it was Lovable. Again, this is not best practices, but we just want to get started. So I'm going to talk to it because I can use my microphone. Hi there. I want to make a new website project. I want to make a website about myself, Kyle Balmer. Please ask me a few questions about the architecture, how we're going to build it, and what kind of information you need. Okay. I just talked to the tool. You can also type it. It's up to you. Then I press enter. It's going to think, and then it's going to get back to me with a series of questions so we can work on building this together. So it is using something called a brainstorming skill to explore properly before we jump in. So it's downloaded itself something called a skill. A skill is basically a set of instructions, a set of best practices that it can use to work better with us. And it says, let me check what's already in the project, if there's any relevant context from your brain vault. It's trying to look at my other folders. For you, it's going to be clean, so it won't try and do that. Can you see down here? Is now asking for permission. You're going to see this a lot when you're using Claude Code. In this particular case, it wants to navigate into that folder and have a look around. I'm going to say, yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to allow it to do that. And now it wants to check in my brain vault. This is where I keep all of my work. I'm going to say to it, no, because I want to do this as a clean project, but I could allow it into other areas of my work to get the context. I'm going to actually start from scratch. Just ask me questions, because you guys at home are going to be doing this from scratch. Some of what we're working on might be easier if I can show it to you in a web browser. I can put together mockups, diagrams, comparisons, and other visuals as we go. This feature is still new and can be token intensive. Want to try it? Requires opening a local URL. This is the thing I wanted to show you. In this top right area, there's a drop down and you can preview. There's a new preview drop down here. I'm going to click it because most of the time it's not going to ask you about it. So I've clicked the preview and the preview panel has popped up here and it says run your dev server to inspect network requests, debug with logs and see changes live. I'm just going to say setup. So that has, when I clicked setup, pasted a request into the left hand side, which is basically setting up a little server on my computer. This server is like a mini computer, basically, which is going to be given my new website's files so that it can preview what it looks like. We now have a preview version of the website and it has appeared on the right-hand side. Now, we did run into a few errors while we're going through the process of setting up the server, but all I had to do was tell Claude Code, hey, I can't see it, it's not working, and it worked its way through the errors. So if you do run into any problems, just say to Claude Code, this is what I see, this is what I don't see, and it's going to be able to work its way through. Now, you can see the preview pane has now opened on the right-hand side. This is new. This makes it a lot easier to use Claude Code. You can also see that what it has created is a bit crap. That is in part my fault for not going through all of the motions of setting up or telling it what I wanted, but also it's made some rudimentary errors, like it's given me a black background, navy blue is a good font choice. No, it is not. Let's see if I can change it into light mode. No, I can't. So once we have a first draft, this could be a web page, this could be an application. We're going to talk to Claude and I'm going to say, hey, look, this black background with the dark blue writing looks like trash. We need to change that. So there's a couple of ways we can do that. Previously, we could take a screenshot and drop it into Claude Code and say, hey, this bit looks bad. Make sure you change it. And we'd give it specific information about what needs to be changed. I could just type in here, hey, let's change it to make sure the text is visible. And again, it's hidden, but on the top right-hand side, there is a selector. You're going to click on the selector and then you can choose what it is. You can see it on screen that I want to adjust. So I can click on this area here and in Claude Code itself, it now knows what part of the website I'm talking about. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to record because we're not going to type. We're not writing any code. We're not writing anything. I'm going to record. Hey, so it looks like you've done a black background with a navy blue text or dark gray text, which makes it incredibly unintelligible. I need you to scan the page for accessibility to make sure we can read the content. Let's make that our first fix. I'm going to give that feedback over to Claude Code and it's going to work from there. Now, this is a very rudimentary error. This is something that's easy to fix as well. Hell, this is something that even I could fix using HTML, but we're going to give it to it in order to change. And you are, there we go, done. And you are going to work with Claude Code in this way. You're going to work through step by step. Now, this is a website, very basic. Let's see if I can click. There we go. I can click from page to page. That works. I've got a get in touch button. That kind of works. If you're building an application, a piece of software, this is obviously going to be more complicated and you're going to have a lot more back and forth with Claude Code. That is something we can talk about later. For now, though, I just wanted to show you how relatively simple it is to get up and running with Claude Code. Refresh of what we've gone through. You're going to download the Claude Code desktop app, not the web version, but the desktop app onto your computer, onto Mac OS X or Windows. You are then going to log in, and then on the left-hand side, click on Code. This code button is going to bring you into the Claude Code rather than Claude Chat. Click on New Session. You're going to get a window like this. Select Local. That means it's going to put the files on your computer. Click on this folder button. Choose Open Folder. Click on New Folder. Give our project a name. So My Project. And then open that. That is going to put all the files into our new folder on our computer, and it's going to be able to run it from there. And then the first thing we're going to do is we'll stick it in plan mode, which allows us to work out what the project is, and we're going to describe what it is we want to build. Very simple. And then we are going to use the brand new feature, which is the preview pane, which allows us to actually see what it is we are building. And more than that, it allows us to select elements and tell it. So for example, I have more than 10,000 students. I could say, hey, click on this element and then provide feedback in the chat box, and it's going to make changes that way. Those are the basics of using Claude Code. Very simple to get started. And I wanted to use this tutorial just to demystify it a bit. So I know it's scary sounding, but now it is accessible. So hopefully a few of you will go off and start to use Claude Code today. Tell me in the comments down below what you're building, what roadblocks you run into, what you found easy, what you find difficult, and I'll make more guides on it in the future. Apologies for the technical. It is a new application from Claude, from Anthropic, so it's a bit wobbly. But we got it working, and hopefully you can see how it works. I'm going to hop off. All of this will be in the newsletter. Check out aiwithkyle.com. You're going to be able to sign up at Join the Community. Once you're in there, you can sign up for free, and you'll be getting the daily guide. Every day I do a live stream where I'm walking you through how to use AI to start a business, to grow a business, or just for your general everyday needs. You're going to be able to get access to that, all of the courses, access to the community. That is all totally free. So head to aiwithkyle.com to get access. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you